where science, technology, engineering, and math are made easy. Today we're going to explain how to do rounding up and rounding down in Python. Without further ado, let us begin. So first of all, let's do rounding up. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to import the math function. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to assign a variable a value, and our variable is going to be num1, or for num1, and we're going to set it equal to 1.2. Print .cein rounds the numbers. So normally, here's how rounding would work. Normally, if you had 1.2, you'd round down to 1. And if you had 1.5 and above, you'd round up to 2. However, this, it takes any value and rounds it up. So 1.2, which is in between 1 and 2, normally would be rounded to 1. But now, with this math function, it's rounded up to 2. We can also round down. Rounding down. Once again, we're going to import the math function. And we're going to assign the variable value. This time we're going to have number2. I'm going to set it equal to the same value. Assign the variable, which would be number2 or num2, a value, which is 1.2. But this time we're going to round down. So math.floor, as in the floor is closer to the ground, so we're rounding to the bottom. So with here we're rounding up. 1.2 rounded up is 2. 1.2 rounded to the bottom is 1. So suppose I had negative 3/4. Change that in my notes. And let's just say negative 3/4 here. Once again, I have to change it in the notes. Negative 3/4 rounded up is 0. Since so we start at negative 3/4. Rounding it up would be 0, and rounding it down would be negative 1. And if it's, suppose we have a single number like 1 or just 0, the result would be exactly what I put in, because there's nothing to round to. But suppose I made it 1.0000, I'll just have 2 zeros and a 1. Rounded up would be 2. So even the smallest decimal or fraction will round it up or down. If it's just a 0 or 1, then it's just 0. And that's really all I have for you today. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.